Hey friends, I hope you're having an amazing weekend so far. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because it's actually my day off and I wasn't even planning on filming. But when I woke up and saw these super ripe bananas on the counter, I thought to myself, well, why not make banana bread? Then I thought, why not share it with you? Because I know at some point you're going to have some ripe bananas sitting around on the counter and you're going to want this recipe. So I decided to jump on and share it with you. And I'm also going to be making a chai latte to go with it. So let me show you how I do it. So I like to make sure that my bananas are like super ripe, even to the point, see how they're falling off of the little thingy bob. I don't even know what that's called, but the stem that holds them. So I want to make sure they're that ripe. And even though they look like kind of like weird and almost really bad, this is when the bananas are super sweet. So that's what you want to wait for, okay? And they're also good like this if you're going to make it into a smoothie. So right now I'm just going to take the skin off the one banana and I want to slice like two horizontal, I guess, going long ways, banana slices out of it. And I'm gonna use that one for decoration. So you don't have to do this part, but I wanna do it so that it look kind of pretty on top. So if I can get it, because since they're so super ripe, you gotta be super careful. I'm oiling the pan and gonna flour it, you know, kind of old school because I don't have any parchment paper on hand so that it doesn't stick to the pan, so. So make sure you get it in all the corners so it doesn't stick in there. It should look about like that. So I'm just gonna add the dry ingredients to the bowl. This is like 2 3/4 cups of flour. We're gonna do about a cup of organic sugar. You can use brown sugar as well if you want more like a caramelized, but all I had on hand today was some regular sugar. We got some cinnamon in there, some baking powder. My baking powder gets kind of clumpy because we're in humidity, so that's why you always see me like sifting it. Sometimes when we lived in Las Vegas, my baking powder would get clumpy for some weird reason. And how I know this is because one day when I was making cornbread for the family, we had family over and my mother-in-law was over at the time. This is when me and Jimmy was first married. And it was funny. It wasn't funny, but at the time I was like, horrified because it was a clump of baking powder in the cornbread. So when she bit into it, it was bitter. And I was like, oh my gosh. And that was so embarrassing because I'm like, you know, trying to be impressive, make a good impression. And that wasn't good at all. So yeah, so now I sipped it from now on. So we're gonna add some salt in there as well, about a half a teaspoon of salt. And let's just whisk this all together. All right, so we're gonna mash up our bananas. I'm using about 4.5 bananas right now, kind of like maybe 2.5 cups of bananas. Every banana is different, but I would say medium to large bananas. Either way, it'll come out delicious. I'm gonna mash that first because we wanna make sure we get our wet ingredients separate from our dry ingredients, because if you just throw it all together, it's not gonna mix and incorporate really properly, and you will get some like dry spots and uneven baking when you do that. So always have your dry ingredients, blend it together first, and then your wet ingredients. All right, so we're just gonna get that all mashed up, nice and smooth. Since we moved to this temporary house that we're in right now, I can't find my masher. You know, those big banana, the potato mashers. So I've just been using a fork to mash stuff. You know, you don't want to put this like in a food processor or anything like that. I guess you could, but it will make it like too smooth. You want to have that texture in there. And also we're using bananas instead of eggs or instead of a flax egg, because bananas you can use in replace of the egg. So, and applesauce as well. But today we're going to use the banana, so you don't need any egg. All right, so now we're just gonna chop up about a couple walnuts. And this recipe actually is for a large loaf, because I like to make a large loaf because we actually go through banana bread pretty quickly, especially if, excuse me, especially if like we make it on the weekend. And then we like to have with our coffee, our tea, you know. So I decided this time to make a recipe that's going to be a large loaf, so that it'll be more like family size, even though it's just me and Jimmy. Now, sometimes at this point, I would just keep them chunky, and I would just save some on the side so I can sprinkle on top. Today, I'm going to try a different method with the bananas on top to give it like a pretty look, you know. So we're going to test that out today. I haven't did that in a long time. When I did that a while back, before I was vegan, I used to put the banana on top of the like banana bread to make that pretty, it'll be a pretty gorgeous look, you'll see. But this is a vegan recipe and I'm hoping it can hold up to the challenge, okay? So we're gonna find out together. Now we're just gonna add our wet ingredients in here. Get our bananas in there. I got about a half a cup of plant-based milk. Some vanilla. And some melted coconut oil. About a half a cup. That's gonna bring in a lot of the moisture as well. So, get that combined. We don't want to over mix it because you want it to be a tender dough. So I'm gonna make sure you just mix it until it's combined. Okay, so now we're just gonna fold in our walnuts. But again, we're not over mixing it. I'm just folding it in. So there you go. Just to make sure everything's incorporated. All right. Okay. Bowl getting heavy. Hold on now. I know it looks all pretty when I do it regular on the film, but yeah, it takes some strength. Oh, okay, here we go. Round two. We're gonna put our bananas on here. I think I want to do it like kind of like opposite each other. So I'm just so nervous that this is gonna be so heavy. Let's take a little bit of that off, just a little bit. Woo, nailed it. I feel like a gymnast. All right, let's get it in the oven. I have it at 175 degrees Fahrenheit and
Celsius.
Oh, 175 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Y'all know. Okay, I'll put it on the website. Let me go put it in the oven. All right, let's see how it is. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. So while the banana bread is cooling, we're gonna step out for a bit and we're gonna take you along with us. Just to let you know, this is gonna be a long walk. And I'm okay with that because if I was in Las Vegas right now, we'd be jumping in the car and driving to the store and not really getting the exercise that we really need. And being out here in Mexico, I definitely get my exercise in because it's kind of like a natural way of living out here. It's more communal based. People like to get out and about and being around each other. And I would say it's more family oriented, which is something that I'm really starting to get used to and really loving. Even shopping here is different. Like in the United States, you would trust and go shop at the big chain stores like Smith's or Albertsons. But here, it's more local. You know, you go to the local tiendas where they have fruit and vegetables, and you can even talk with them and bargain on prices to get the best deal. And they're okay with that. And I'm really liking that type of style of shopping. So we did pick up some things and something new too that I've been wanting to try for a long time. All of that for like $2. These are like, they're not apples, but they are on the cactus fruit. So it's a little round cactus fruit that's on the Nepal, which is cactus. And they turn red. They start off green, then they turn off red, and then they're so sweet and delicious. So about to go home and eat some. All right, I'm gonna get the chai tea. All right, so I'm gonna get the chai tea started, and I'm gonna use 4 bags of black tea, and all you have to do is just pretty much add about 4 cups of water in a pot, and then what we're gonna do is just add the tea bags to it to let it seep. Into that pot, and make sure you take these little thingies off. Into the pot, I'm also gonna add some chai spices. So I made these spices myself, and you can find this recipe on my website. And also I like to add some cardamom pods to it. So with the cardamom pods, we're going to just crush them and put them inside the pot. Okay, you can get these online anywhere. Okay, cardamom, it just gives it that really that flavor that's kind of like almost licoricey / smoky. Hello, look at him. Liquor. What do you want? It's tea. Smell. Yep, it's tea. Like, no thank you. We're just gonna pop the tea bags in, and we're gonna just kind of like let it simmer. I would say about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you want this recipe, it's on the website anyway. So let's do that. We're gonna put probably about a half a tablespoon. There's a lot in there. A tablespoon of spices in there. And then maybe about 6 cardamom pods, 6 or 7 cardamom pods. And we want to crush them, so let's get that off the way. Put them in between a spoon. It's the best method that I came up with that works better. So kind of like crush them just to get them open a bit. Come on, dudes. Use it. There you go. There you go. See, to pop them open like that. Just gonna toss them all in. And we're gonna let that simmer on low for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until it starts bubbling like a low rapid bubble, okay? Or a boil, not bubble. All right. This banana bread is one of the best banana breads I think I've made so far, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it, so definitely make it. And this chai tea, it really hits the spot, and it pairs perfectly with this banana bread. Thanks for spending a chill weekend morning with me. And if you love this recipe, hit the like button. It tells me that you enjoy these relaxing videos, and it helps YouTube share them with more amazing people. And don't forget to grab my cookbooks or check out the other loaf recipe links on the screen. Perfect for your next cozy day off. I'm Rosa, and I will see you next time on the next video. Bye for now.